Polar bears, penguins are also good swimmers. Their body are streamlined and the feet have webs, making them good swimmers. Now, after the adaptations that we saw in the polar bears, now we move on to the another creature that is very beautiful and good looking, and that is the penguins. We all love to see the penguins when they walk, walk in the groups. They look literally beautiful. So the penguins also are the good swimmers as the polar bears are. Now they have a streamline, मतलब एक straight body है penguins की, और उनके जो feet होते हैं, they are the webbed feet है webs, जैसे ducks के feet होते हैं ना, वैसे उनके भी feet कैसे होते हैं, webbed feet होते हैं, which helps them in the swimming. Other animals living in the polar regions are many types of fishes, musk oxen, reindeers, foxes, seals, whales, and the birds. It is to be noted that while fish can remain under cold water for long, birds must remain warm to survive. Not only are the polar bears and the penguins that they stay in the polar regions, but there are many different types of fishes that live in that cold water. Then there's a musk oxen that is there. Then reindeers. You might have seen the reindeers in the Santa Claus's sledge that is drawn by the Santa Claus का जो sledge होता है, जो हमने बहुत सारे pictures में देखा होगा, उसमें आगे तो animals होते हैं. Those animals are the reindeers. सो रेनडियर्स होते हैं, बहुत सारे फॉक्सेस होते हैं, सील्स होते हैं जो बर्फ़ के पानी में ही रहते हैं, वेल्स होते हैं, एंड मेनी डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ बर्ड्स आर ऑल्सो देयर. मीन्स अ डिफरेंट ऑल दीज क्रिएचर्स ऑल्सो और ऑल दीज एनिमल्स ऑल्सो एग्जिस्ट इन द पोलर regions. Now, in the as the birds can survive underwater, they can remain underwater, but birds have to रिमेन वार्म टू सर्वाइव. लेकिन बर्ड्स को अपने आप को वार्म रखना पड़ता है सर्वाइव करने के लिए. दे माइग्रेट टू द वार्मर रीजन्स व्हेन द विंटर सेट्स इन. दे कम बैक आफ्टर द विंटर इज ओवर. You know probably that India is one of the destinations of many of these birds. You must have seen or heard about the Siberian crane that comes from Siberia to places like Bharatpur in Rajasthan and Sultanpur in Haryana and some other wetlands of northeast and some other parts of India. Now, as the birds cannot remain they have to keep their body warm, but in the winters their body is like that they don't have any layer of fat like the fur on the top of their skin that keeps their body warm. So what they do is, as the onset of winter is there, or as the winter starts, they move to the warmer places. That means they migrate to the places which is warmer. Now, it is very fortunate that India is one of those countries where large number of migratory birds come from these colder regions, especially in the Rajasthan. There's a bird sanctuary in the Bharatpur district in Rajasthan, and one is in Sultanpur in Haryana. These two are the hot destinations of these migratory birds, and a large number of these migratory birds come from the Siberian region of Russia, which is the coldest region, where there are special types of birds which are the Siberian cranes. They are known by that name only. They come here in the winter, and as the winter is over, they again move back to their own place. They fly thousands of kilometers to come to India in the warmer regions, and it's just a beauty to watch these Siberian cranes in our country during the winter season. They're lovely, beautiful birds. So this way the birds adapt themselves and survive in the colder regions. When again with the onset of summer, they again move back to the colder regions in their home. So, and in the certain other places like northeast and the some other northeast and some other parts of India, also in the wetlands, मतलब जहाँ पानी होता है वहाँ पर जो है ये birds ज़्यादा migrate करते हैं, because they are adapted to living in the colder places. और यहाँ पर जो होती है उतनी ठंड नहीं होती, इसलिए उनको थोड़ा सा वेटलैंड्स की ज़रूरत पड़ती है जहाँ पे वो अपने आप को कूल भी रख सके, एंड द सेम टाइम दे कैन कीप देयर बॉडी वार्म ऑल्सो टू सर्वाइव. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द प्लेसेस वेयर द बर्ड्स कम, एंड दीज टाइप ऑफ बर्ड्स आर कॉल्ड एज द माइग्रेटरी बर्ड्स. दैट माइग्रेशन इज मूविंग फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर फॉर अ सर्टन पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, and then they again go back. So that is why they are called as the migratory birds. Now there's, see, you can see these migratory birds in their habitat and migratory birds in the flight. You can see these are the birds in their habitat, मतलब जहाँ उनका खुद का ओरिजिनल जो घर है, जहाँ रहते हैं जो naturally, that is the natural habitat, and these are the birds moving out of the natural habitat during the winter season. Now, do you know, is there some of the migratory birds travel as much as 15,000 kilometers to escape to the extreme climatic conditions to at home. So the migratory birds can fly a lot of distance. They can cover a lot of distance, and as much as 15,000 kilometers they fly to come to the warmer places for their survival. Generally, they fly high where the wind flow is helpful, and the cold conditions allow them to disperse the heat generated by their flight. Now they fly at a great height. They don't normally fly at the lower heights. They fly at a higher height, so that when they fly, the heat is generated in the body, and that heat can be easily dispersed in the wind. And at the height, the wind is also there, which helps them to move ahead. तो वो लोग हाइट पे जो होते हैं काफ़ी ऊंचाई पे उड़ते हैं, जिससे कि क्या होता है कि एक तो हवा होती है ऊंचाई पे, वो उनको हेल्प करती है उड़ने के लिए, और सेकेंडली जब वो उड़ते हैं तो जो हीट उनके बॉडी में जनरेट होती है वो इजीली वो लोग उसको अपने बॉडी से निकाल सकें. Generated by the flight muscles. But how these birds travel to the same place every year and is still a mystery. But see, it is very difficult. We still, the people have not understood, or the scientists who are studying on these birds have not understood, that how every year they come to the proper place without, see, we need a map to move from one place to another, but these birds are so accurate, or see, the God has created them in such a way that they know from where they have to move and to which place they have to go, so they reach their destination in time only. They know that now the winter is going to start, so that they start, and by the time they reach here, the winter has started here also. So they can easily adjust themselves, and it is a great mystery how they know the way and how they fly to India from such a distance. It seems that these birds have a built-in sense of direction and know in which direction to travel. Some birds probably use landmarks to guide them. Now, they have कुछ उनको इनबिल्ट ऐसा भगवान ने उनको गॉड को ऐसे सेंसेस दिए हैं कि दे कैन नो इन विच डायरेक्शन दे आर मूविंग एंड और इन विच डायरेक्शन दे हैव टू मूव. एंड सम ऑफ द माइग्रेटरी बर्ड्स कीप देयर लैंडमार्क्स, मतलब कोई ऐसी निशानी वो लोग भी रखते हैं कि जहाँ से उनको जाना है, एंड दीज लैंडमार्क्स गाइड देम. मेनी birds may be guided by the sun during the day and stars by the night. So some of the birds just see where the sun is, in which direction the sun is, and where the stars are. So according to that, sun, moon, and stars also they come, and those are their guiding. The sun, moon, and stars guide them. There is some evidence that the birds may use the magnetic field of the earth to find the direction. Now, one thought is also given by the scientists that the magnetic field that is created by the earth also gives them the directions, that the birds can understand that direction. And it is not only the birds that migrate. Mammals, many types of fishes, and insects are also known to migrate seasonally in search of more hospitable conditions. So it's not only the birds that fly to different places but there are many types of fishes are there, many insects are there, are they also, and many mammals are also there. They migrate to the safer places for their survival during the winter season. Now, dear children, the remaining part of this lesson we will be doing on the next turn. The polar regions. Now, the second type of region that we are going to study is the tropical rainforest region. Now, what is the speciality or the peculiarity of this tropical rainforest? Is that it has a lot of rain throughout the year. बहुत ज़्यादा बारिश इस जगह होती है, और it has a dense forest area covered with different types of vegetations. So a large amount of the flora and fauna is also there, and also a large amount of the animals and birds, different species of animals and birds also live there in large numbers. Because of the too much of the rainfall is there, then large number of trees are there, so different types of trees and the flowers and the uh, vegetation is grown there. Now we'll read the tropical rainforest. The tropical region has generally a hot climate because of its location around the equator. Even in the coldest month, the temperature is generally higher than about 15 degrees. During hot summers, the temperature may cross 40 degrees. Now in the tropical regions, what is it is generally the temperatures are quite high because it is very close to the equator. As you all know, and you must have studied in the SS also, the areas which is closer to the equator has a hot climate compared to the regions which are a little far away from the equator, or the farthest from the equator are the coldest places. So this tropical rainforest region has a high temperature because it is closer to equator, and that is why, which is one of the reasons why they have a large the rainfall is almost throughout the year. So it is totally a wet type of land also. So during the summer season, the temperatures can go as high as up to 40 degrees centigrade, and normally in the coldest months also the temperature is above 15 degrees or nearly 15 degrees centigrade. Now, during hot summers, the temperature crosses 40 degrees. Days and nights are almost equal in length throughout the year. Now, throughout the year, the days and nights have जो इक्वेटर होते हैं, ये इक्वेटर के आसपास के एरियाज होते हैं जो क्लोजर टू इक्वेटर्स होते हैं, नॉर्मली वहाँ डेज और नाइट्स के जो टाइमिंग्स मीन्स द लेंथ ऑफ द डेज एंड नाइट्स आर नियरली इक्वल throughout the year. The regions get plenty of rainfall. An important feature of this region is the tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforests are found in the Western Ghats and in the Assam in India, Southeast Asia, Central America, and Central Africa. Because of the continuous warmth and the rain, the region supports a wide variety of plants and animals. Now, the what is the importance? What is the feature of this is that this region gets a plenty of rainfall, and the important feature of this region is that of tropical rainforest. That means the rainforest or the forest that is here is the type is the rainforest. Now this type of rainforests in India are found in the Western Ghat regions and in the Assam. As you all know, Assam gets a lot of rainfall during the rainy season, and otherwise the rainy season is quite long in the region of Assam and northeastern states. तो वहाँ पर जो वेस्टर्न घाट्स है और असम का एरिया है हमारे इंडिया में, वहाँ पर जो है ट्रॉपिकल रेन फॉरेस्ट काफ़ी पाए जाते हैं. एंड द अदर कंट्रीज वेयर वी गेट द ट्रॉपिकल रेन फॉरेस्ट आर द साउथ Central America, Southeast Asian countries, and the Central African countries. Now, the African countries, you might be knowing, that are closer to equator, so they are hot during the day, and by the time it's evening, it starts raining. तो वहाँ पर जो है बहुत ज़्यादा बारिश भी होती है और बहुत ज़्यादा गर्मी भी होती है. इसलिए जो अफ्रीकन एरिया है वहाँ पर ट्रॉपिकल रेन फॉरेस्ट ज़्यादा मिलते हैं. Or because of the continuous rain and the heat and the high temperatures, as well as with a lot of rainfall, it supports a large variety of lives of flora and fauna and the animals also. The major types of animals living in the rainforest are monkeys, apes, gorillas, tigers, elephants, leopards, lizards, snakes, birds, and insects. So normally majority different types of monkeys you can see, tigers, leopards, elephants, जो भी जितने भी land animals, majority those who live in the jungles can be found in this rainforest. Let us read about the adaptations of these animals to hot and humid climate. Now there are so many different types of animals are there. those who are living there. So how these animals have adapted themselves to these climatic conditions that we'll study now. The climatic conditions in the rainforest are highly suitable for supporting an enormous number and a variety of animals. कंडीशंस कैसी है, टेम्परेचर हॉट भी है और बारिश भी बहुत ज़्यादा है, तो गर्मी भी है और बारिश भी है, तो दोनों चीज़ें जो है वो इस तरीके से है कि ज़्यादातर एनिमल्स के लिए और प्लांट्स के लिए सूट करती हैं. सिंस द नंबर इसलिए बहुत ज़्यादा लार्ज नंबर ऑफ एनिमल्स आर सीन देयर. एनिमल्स भी दिखते हैं और उनकी डिफरेंट वेराइटीज आर ऑल्सो सीन देयर, स्पीशीज आर ऑल्सो सीन देयर. सिंस द नंबर्स आर लार्ज देयर इज एन इंटेंस कॉम्पिटिशन फॉर फूड एंड शेल्टर. ऑब्वियसली स्पेस इज लेस एंड द नंबर ऑफ एनिमल्स लिविंग देयर आर मोर, सो देयर इज क्वाइट अ लॉट ऑफ कॉम्पिटिशन फॉर हु कैन सर्वाइव इन दैट एरिया. आपको पता ही अगर ज़्यादा होगा, ज़्यादा लोग होंगे और कम जगह होगी, तो द वन हु कैन सर्वाइव in that condition will be able to live longer, and one who cannot fight for the survival will lose that place. So जो animals मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा वहाँ पर जो है कंपटीशन होती है, एक तो सबसे पहले फूड के लिए तो होगी ही, एंड सेकेंड इज फॉर द शेल्टर. मेनी एनिमल्स आर अडेप्टेड टू लिविंग ऑन द ट्रीज. तो बहुत सारे ऐसे एनिमल्स हैं जो कि ट्रीज पर ही रह सकते हैं, जैसे कि रेड आई फ्रॉग, एज विच इज शोन इन दिस पिक्चर 7.7. दिस इज योर रेड आइड फ्रॉग. ये एक स्पेशल टाइप का फ्रॉग है which has developed a sticky pad on its feet to help climb the trees. So this type of frog, जैसे है तो ये frog ही, normally you never seen the frog climbing and living on the tree, but this frog has developed itself the sticky pads. जो उसके पैर है उसके अंदर से sticky pads वो develop हो गए हैं कि जिससे कि वो पेड़ पे आसानी से चढ़कर रह सकता है, can climb easily and can live on the trees. To help them live on the trees, monkeys have long tails for grasping the branches. अब जैसे monkeys हैं, you might have seen many type of monkeys. There are different varieties of monkeys or species of monkeys are there. So normally the monkeys have the long tails. What is the reason for that? That the monkeys lives on the trees, and to गेट द होल्ड ऑफ द ट्रीज, कि वो पेड़ से ना गिरे, इसके लिए जो उनकी लंबी पूंछ होती है वो जो है ब्रांचेस से जो है पकड़ रखते हैं, ब्रांचेस को पकड़ने में जो है वो मदद करते हैं जो बैठते हैं, और इसलिए वो उसके ऊपर रह सकते हैं. देयर हैंड्स एंड फीट are such that they can easily hold on to their branches. So जो उनके हाथ और पैर, जो monkeys के जो hands और feet होते हैं वो भी इस तरीके से होते हैं कि जो branches होती हैं उसको अच्छे से they can get hold of it. As there is a competition for food and some animals are adapted to get food, not some animals are adapted to get food not easily reachable. A striking example is that the bird toucan, which possesses a long beak. This helps a toucan to reach the fruits on the branches which are otherwise too weak to support its weight. Now जो animals होते हैं बहुत तरीके से adapt इस तरीके से किया है, because there's a lot of competition for food and the shelter. To get the food, the animals have adapted themselves in such a way that they get the food which is not normally or easily available to that, or they cannot reach out to that fruit in otherwise normal conditions. But now they have adapted themselves in such a way that they can reach out to the food which they normally cannot get easily. For the example of the bird is given, which is a toucan bird, which it is a heavyweight bird, so all the weak branches which are high, very high on the tree cannot hold its weight. So it has, its beak is developed in such a way that it has a long and curved beak, and it has a मीन्स वो बीक इतनी स्ट्रॉन्ग होती है कि जो, और बड़ी होती है, बीक काफ़ी लंबी भी होती है और बड़ी भी होती है और स्ट्रॉन्ग भी होती है, कि जो अदरवाइज जो वीक ब्रांचेस पे जो छोटे छोटे फ्रूट्स लगे हुए रहते हैं उसको वो बीक से ही डायरेक्टली विदाउट गोइंग टू दैट ब्रांच और सिटिंग ऑन दैट ब्रांच दे कैन प्लक दैट और दैट फ्रूट एंड ईट इट. Now, many tropical animals have sensitive hearing, sharp eyesight, thick skin, and a skin color which helps them to camouflage by blending with the surroundings. This is to protect them from the predators. Now, there are many animals who live in these tropical rainforests have the sensitive hearings. That means their hearing, their eyesight, and it's very sharp, and many of them have the skins. They have a thick skin, and the color of skin is such that they can camouflage with the surroundings. That means they can easily mix with the surroundings so that the predators or the animals who hunt those animals cannot see them in the surroundings. So this way they can survive. Now this is to protect from their predators. For example, big cats, lions and tigers have thick skin and sensitive hearing. So animals like lion and tigers have this thick skin, and you all know that their hearing is very sensitive. They can hear even just a movement of another animal, they can feel. The lion-tailed macaque, also called as the beard ape, lives in the rainforests of Western Ghats. Its most outstanding feature is the silver white mane, which surrounds the head from cheek down to the chin. Now here you can see the picture of the lion-tailed macaque that is given here, and this is the picture of a bird token. You can see the beak of this bird is quite long also, and it is hard and quite long also. From sitting from this branch, it can eat the fruits of this branch. Now here is the lion, here is a monkey, which is the lion-tailed macaque. And what is this feature? Special feature of this monkey is that it has a silver mane around its face from the head to the chin. तो पूरे जैसे लायंस में जैसे मेन होता है, वैसे इसमें सिल्वर मेन होता है. इनका सबसे बड़ा फीचर ये है. It is a good climber and spends a major part of life on the tree. It feeds mainly on the fruits. It also eats seeds, young leaves, stems, flowers, and buds. So most of the time these lions or the macaque lives on the trees, and they spend a major part of the life on the trees. They feed or they eat the fruits, then very soft leaves or the tender leaves, stems, flowers, and the buds. The beard ape also searches for the insects under the bark of the tree. Then there's another type of monkey, which is this beard ape also. This lion-tailed macaque is also called as a beard ape. It also searches for the insects also that lives under the bark of the trees on which it lives. Since it is able to get sufficient food on the trees, it rarely comes down on the ground, because it can find its food on the tree only, so it hardly comes down and searches for the food. It most of the time it remains on the tree. Another well-known animal of the Indian tropical rainforest is the elephant. You all are very much aware of the elephant. You can see this is an Indian elephant. Then African elephants and Indian elephants have there's a difference in the ears of those elephants and the tusks of the elephant also, and the size also. It has adapted to the conditions of the rainforest in many remarkable ways. Look at its trunk. It uses it as nose, because of which it has a strong sense of smell. Now the elephant has adapted with its trunk in such a way that it uses its trunk as a nose to smell the things. The trunk is also used for picking up the food also. Moreover, its tusks are modified teeth. They can tear the bark of the trees that elephant loves to eat. So the elephant is able to handle the competition of food rather well. Large ears of the elephant help it to hear even very soft sounds. They also help the elephant to keep cool in the hot and humid climate of the rainforest. Now all the features that are described here for the elephant, from including from here the ears, the tusks, the trunk, whatever the trunk, as you know, it uses its trunk as a nose to smell, and also it uses its trunk to pick up the food also. Then the tusks are like the teeth which can tear the barks of the trees which the elephants love to eat. मतलब जो भी पेड़ एलिफेंट को खाने पसंद है खाने में, उसको वो बार्क से उसके टीथ जो ये टस्क होते हैं, दो वाइट, दीज आर द टू वाइट टस्क्स ऑफ द टीथ ऑफ द एलिफेंट, ये उससे उसका यूज़ करता है उसको टेयर करने के लिए. और जो उसके बड़े बड़े कान हैं वो उसके बॉडी को कूल रखते हैं, बिकॉज व्हेन दे फ्लैप द ईयर्स तो इट कीप्स द बॉडी कूल, बिकॉज सच अ बिग ईयर्स दे हैव, दे एक्ट्स एज अ फैन फॉर द एलिफेंट एंड इट कीप्स द बॉडी कूल. एंड सेकेंडली, बिकॉज ऑफ द बिग ईयर्स दे कैन इवन हियर द सॉफ्टेस्ट ऑफ वॉइस दैट is there in the forest. So in this way The elephant has adapted itself in the hot and humid climate of the rainforest. And so, dear children, this brings to the end of this lesson. Hope you all have understood it. Now, in the workbook, only long questions are remaining that I will be giving in the next turn. Till then, bye bye, and please complete all your work that I've assigned from the workbook to write in the notebook. Complete it first, then I'll be giving you the long answers to write in the workbook. Till then, we meet on the next turn. Have a nice time. Bye and happy Christmas to all of you.